Welcome back to the Jennifer Bukowsky Show. And now we're pleased to welcome back to the show Matt Webb of Politicked, the podcast, my Twitter friend. Matt, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for agreeing to have us back. We didn't think that was possible.
Well, you, like me, are an attorney cursed with this being a political junkie, which is a very time-consuming thing, especially as an attorney, to be afflicted with, isn't it?
Yes, I sort of wish I could get rid of the affliction, but I can't. So
yeah, my normal friends aren't like obsessing over all this stuff, the stupid things that people tweet, and I just can't turn away from it.
And they're probably way happier than us, but that's okay. We're having fun with it.
Yeah, normal people are not going to worry about who they're going to vote for until a little closer to the election, are they?
They don't know any of these people,
right.
Fortunately for them. Yep.
But our listeners and our viewers are very informed and political junkies too. So let's get into it. What are you thinking lately here about the 2020 field?
I am really sad at this moment that Eric Swalwell has decided to drop out of the race, because if you follow politics like you and I do, he was the most fun. He really seemed like a parody account and a parody presidential candidate for a long, long time. He was the guy that called himself and the other candidates the Avengers, and he's also the guy who created one-liners that had no applause at any of the debates. So
he was like straight out of Central Casting, like on Saturday Night Live with that hair and everything.
Absolutely. I'm going to miss him. I think this is shaping up to be very much a 3 to 4 person race. I think Mayor Pete is sliding as well. And with some of the rule changes that they're coming up with to shorten the time and to stop the interruptions and things like this at the next debate, I think they're really trying to put the clamps down on attacking some of their front-running candidates so they don't completely devour each other. And I think you're going to see Biden, Sanders, Harris, and Warren start to really separate themselves from the field from here on out. And who knows what they decide to do with each other. I mean, we saw that at the first debate. We saw Harris just decide to come after Biden, and it's sort of hurt him since then and helped her. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next time with folks like Bernie and Warren, seeing if they're going to try the same tactic.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing that, which, because I'm a political junkie and crazy, so I'm going to be tuning in, of course, like you will. But I agree with you about the front runners. I've been saying a while to keep an eye on Warren. I didn't think she was done after that Indian thing. A lot of people wrote her off because of that, but she's smart. Like, she's the one I'm more worried about than any of them, because, you know, look at what her big legislative accomplishment was, that Consumer Protection Finance Board that was completely unconstitutional.
Right.
So she worries me. Like, what has Kamala Harris done as a senator? Like, nothing. So what?
Yeah. And she's definitely flown under the radar. The weird thing is that they all seem to be introducing bills co-sponsored by AOC to like gain traction. I think they feel like that the people they have to play to are the folks that you and I see every day on Twitter, but really that's a small percentage of the people that are going to vote for them. And so you're seeing this weird thing play out now with Nancy Pelosi and the old guard versus the folks who are like rabid for Bernie and even Elizabeth Warren to some extent and AOC. You can't talk about those folks on Twitter in a negative way without getting just blasted back and forth. So it's really going to be interesting to see how far does Biden have to move to the left to not be attacked by these folks on the left, but also to not so far left that he can get these moderates to vote for him. Because at the end of the day, you and I know this, it's only really about a few states. They can take national polls all they want, and they can take national polls for how Biden is leading Trump, but it's really 4 or 5 states that matter. And people like Bernie Sanders are not going to win the Michigans and the Pennsylvanias and the Floridas and the Ohio's. It's not going to happen. Trump has too much of a groundswell of populist movement there. You're going to need somebody like a Biden that seems to have a little bit of sanity come in to even have a shot. And so that's what I'm looking for. I've said all along, I think Biden needs to be the Democratic nominee if they want a chance of beating Trump. And I don't necessarily care that they beat Trump. Obviously, I don't want them to, but he's their only shot, I think, in the general election.
Biden, huh? If you're just joining us, this is Jennifer Bukowsky. You're listening to the Jennifer Bukowsky Show, and we're joined by Matt Webb of Politicked, the podcast. Check out their podcast and their Twitter account. Fun to follow.
Yep.
And we're talking 2020, of course, because we can't get away from this politics stuff. It's too fun. Warren, I've been hearing, is a lot more likable in person up there in Iowa than one would predict. Have you heard that? She's doing well up there.
I have heard that. The folks that she meets face to face, I mean, she's got a good message, and that is, hey, we want to give you lots of stuff for free and attack big corporations.
And the media of course, has been fawning over her because they love that she comes up with things for them to write about in terms of policy.
And they, let's be honest, Jen, they want a female candidate, I believe. You know, they're not going to be satisfied with not having a female nominee, I don't feel like. And so that's why they're going to send, you know, that's why Harris and Warren are going to be the favorites of the media for now.
Well, you'll remember, of course, that video everyone made fun of when she announced her candidacy. Were you actually my guest that week on the show? It might have been you.
Was this the
when
beer
she had the
thing?
Oh yeah. She's like tells her husband thanks for being here, and she's in the kitchen announcing her campaign.
Oh yeah, we talk about that all the time.
I'll tell you what, I think that was a lot savvier than she was given credit for, as I said at the time. Because she's like, here I am. Look, you get 2 law professors for the price of 1. You liked Barack. He was a law professor. And then you didn't like Hillary not having a good marriage or whatever. Here's my husband that loves me. And so I'm like Hillary and Barack. So pick me. I thought the signals that she was sending were pretty well thought out in that video.
Yeah, I'm like you. I really thought that she was completely over after the DNA test, and I thought that was poorly handled. Okay, but I did. Sorry, I thought that was terribly handled when she came out with when she decided to even take the test and release the results. But
she got it out of the way, and now it's in distant memory, isn't it? It's resolved.
It's not. I mean, I think if this were a Republican, it wouldn't be resolved. But obviously for the Democrats, it is. I mean, things that happened yesterday are gone for them, which is good for them. I mean, Ralph Northam's still the governor of Virginia, and he had a pretty big scandal that went on. So it's a little bit easier on their side to kind of move past those sort of things. But I did not think that she was going to have that much of a shot. And she to me is more dislikable just because I'm in a certain industry where I had to deal with her organization that she helped create quite a bit.
Well, that was nuts. I mean, my husband's company, it was likewise having to deal with it. And just, they don't even promulgate rules. They just send you letters saying what they did to other people, and you're supposed to divine and read their minds as to what's okay, what's fair, and what's not. That really bothered me. But I mean, it's been okay, I guess. We need to get rid of this stupid thing, obviously, but
that'd be great.
No kidding. But then attorneys got to eat, right? Don't you want these terrible agencies generating billable hours for you?
Attorneys have had a field day. It's hard to be an attorney and understand where they're going, but as far as billable hours, it's actually really good. So
new source of income for attorneys. What's better than that, right? Oh man, no wonder people hate attorneys. It's not our fault. Like, you elect these stupid senators to pass things like that. You're going to need attorneys.
We try to tell you, right? We try to tell you not to elect them, but we still do okay when you elect them. So that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, win-win.
Yeah. So who do you have? Who do you have as winning the nomination? I'm interested in this.
Me? I know better than to even guess, because I didn't think Trump was a real candidate. I didn't think the governor candidate that won here was a real candidate. And I thought Hillary was going to win on the morning of the election. So who knows? I didn't realize that Trump was winning until like late at night, the election night, because I'm in a blue county and I was in the clerk's office helping make sure all the ballot procedures were counted and everything was kosher. And we were getting crushed in my county. And so it was a while before I had a moment to even look at my phone and see what was actually happening with the election nationally. And was quite pleased with what I saw at that time. I'll never forget that. Like trying not to look too happy because I'm in there with all these Democrats that are pretty depressed. And it was awesome. What a surreal moment. And you can go back,
and it's fun to go back on YouTube and watch all those folks just through the night realize that it's actually going to happen. It's pretty hilarious after the fact. It's enjoyable.
Yeah. Trump's favorite meme guy was just at the White House, the Carpe Diem guy that put together that great clip, didn't he, of all that?
Yeah.
But, well, we have about 30 seconds left. So what should we pay attention to next with this Democrat field?
I think see who starts to go on the attack through this next debate and see if they go after Biden, which I think they're going to have to. I expect to see Bernie sort of learn from what Kamala did and go after Biden pretty hard in this next debate because he's lost ground since the first debate and he really needs to do something to pick his steam back up. So I look for Bernie to attack Biden pretty hard in this next debate.
Good thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us, Matt. And don't go away. We'll be back with Austin Peterson to talk about Twitter and censorship. That's next on the Jennifer Bukowsky Show on 93.9 The Eagle.